comes to public speaking, one of our biggest concern is how to get the attention of the audience. So I'll start this particular video with a story from my own life. A long time ago, when I was about to give my first public speaking session, I won't say my first public speaking session, but one of my first sessions, I went close to the mic and I could feel my heartbeat raise and I was about to speak. That's when I realized that the first initial few moments are the most important moments when it comes to getting the attention of the audience. So I knew this joke that I knew would definitely make a few people laugh. I started the presentation with a joke and I could hear a few laughter, which immediately, it made the tension in the audience disappear. So in this video, what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing with you a few tips and tricks on how to grab the attention of the audience when it comes to how to start strong and how to make sure that you have the attention of the audience throughout the video. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Varsha and I am a public speaking coach. In this video, as I promised earlier, I'll be sharing with you a few tips and tricks on how to make sure that your audience stay focused on you throughout your public speaking session. Now, as we all know that one of the biggest challenges when it comes to public speaking is to make sure that you have their attention throughout your speaking, whether it is a small number of people or a huge number of audience. And it can be you might be either a dull presenter or your content might be dull. But then there are several strategies that we can use to make sure that this whole dullness can be completely, removed. For getting the attention of the audience, let me share a few steps with you. So step one would obviously be to start strong. So the initial, as I told you, the initial few moments are the most important moments when it comes to getting the attention of the audience. So usually what I do when I get into a class for a particular training session, so this is a training session, not a speaking session. For a training session, I immediately go ahead with certain number of questions and I give some kind of energizers where I ask them to do certain activities. This is one of the ways in which I do it. Or I might start a presentation with something interesting that people might not know. For example, suppose I'm going to talk about the year and I'm going to speak about the months. So did you know that July, the name July of the month July came from Julius Caesar? And so King Augustus was kind of jealous, so he wanted a month in his own name and he wanted the exact number of days. So you might have noticed that July has 31 days and August also has 31 days. So when you say such interesting stories, what happens is that you get the attention of the audience. So in such ways, you can create an interesting story or you can give a kind of joke. Or like as I said, you can start a particular activity. It's up to you, but the initial moment is something very important when it comes to your speaking session. Step 2 would be to use your body language effectively. That is hand gestures, eye contact. As you might have already noticed that I am a huge hand gesture person. I use a lot of hands whenever I speak. So when you use your hand gestures to emphasize certain points and when you make eye contact with each audience while you speak, what happens is that you convey to them that you are highly enthusiastic about a topic and this enthusiasm can be very contagious. So use your body language as effectively as you can and relax, feel comfortable while speaking. Step 3 would be to use multimedia wisely. So when it comes to multimedia, it can be videos, your PPT slides and all those. So whenever you are about to make a presentation, you're obviously going to make a slide. Not obviously, but some people obviously make a slide, and make sure that whenever you make a slide, you just highlight the main points in the slide and not overdo it. You don't want your audience to be completely distracted from what you are speaking and just focus on the slide. But rather just the main points so that if in case they miss out on where you're speaking, then they could just look at the slide and be like, okay, you're in this area. They could catch up with you. Also, you could use certain videos to as an example for your topic that you're presenting. For example, if you're talking about the technological advancement, you could use a 2-minute video on how the technology is improving in different worlds so that they get an idea and a visual image on how this is going to help them. Step 4 would be to make use of stories. Who doesn't like to hear stories? So whenever you are in a presentation, when you use stories from your own experience or stories that you've heard and you're very familiar with, what what happens is that you are indirectly grabbing the attention of the audience. Like when I started this particular video with a story, you might have been able to connect with it if you have been in such a situation where you were struggling to get the initial attention or focus from the audience. And then when I shared this, you might have been able to connect it. Similarly, when you share certain stories based on whether an experience with your client or a session that you had with a certain number of people or something that with your family, a trip with your family, any such stories can be connected with the audience. I mean, you will be able to connect with the audience through stories because everybody has a story and it is an amazing means to connect with the audience. So use stories whenever you are in speaking or public speaking session. So by following these tips and tricks, what happens is that you will be able to enhance or you will be able to present in a really amazing way. Just like how I said, let me just give you a small summary. So your initial moment, how you start the presentation is the most important moment, and you can use several strategies to do that. You could start with a particular question, a joke, or as I said, some kind of activity. And then as you keep presenting, you can use multimedia wisely, you could use stories while presenting. Use all this, and before doing that, when you are preparing for your public speaking session or your presentation, make sure that you're very comfortable with your topic. If you are someone who would be like, okay, I already know this topic, I can just go forward and speak and do with it, that's a very wrong decision. Let me tell you from personal experience, I was overconfident many times. I was like, okay, this is my forte, so I can just go forward and speak. But unfortunately, that didn't work out. I was stuck. I was not able to move further. So make sure that you're very comfortable with your topic, and the more comfortable you are, the more comfortable the audience is while watching you speak. Before I conclude this video, let me tell you that I am offering a 7-day course on how to be a pro at public speaking. All you have to do is click on the link in the description box and subscribe to it, and then you will be immediately getting all the notes and everything that is related to this particular course. So if you found this video useful and want to know more about how to be the best when it comes to public speaking session, all I ask you is to click on the subscribe button and you will be getting a lot more videos on this. And if you like this video, please don't forget to click on the like button. And do leave a comment in the comment box if you have anything to ask to me or if you have any particular feedback. So I'll see you soon. Bye.